Technological program obsolescence is quite a polemic topic nowadays, right in the peak of the digital era. It is well known that updates and new models of mobile devices, such as smartphones or tablets, come out quite frequently. Most will think that companies are constantly innovating and creating new functions, and that's why they keep releasing new versions of software and hardware. Nevertheless, we must think critically and analyze this situation. Is new technology constantly being developed? Or is there another reason, or even a purpose for this cycle? This is where the term program obsolescence comes up. Designing technology with a certain lifetime, and once it is over, it will begin to fail. Why will companies do this? So that we have to constantly buy new products. It's pure marketing. Plus, it is also rewarding for us to feel that we have the newest smartphones, but another one comes out in a few months, so you'll go obsolete by then. Instead of trying to repair the phone, which is, needless to say, not very cheap, we buy a new one. To prevent the expansion of useful lifetime of our devices, companies recur to non-standardized components and difficult spare part gathering. They also lack to include repairing manuals and removable components. The Organization of Consumers and Users, or OCU, indicated this in its article Designed to Not Last Too Long, published in February 2015 in the OCU Compra Maestra magazine.
This phenomenon led us to design a small research project to investigate in our own community. We interviewed our own classmates about their experience with their mobile devices and their opinion on specific topics. Even when programmed obsolescence can be researched in many types of device, we narrow our range on focus to get the concentrated answer and less ambiguity and variations. This will make the statistical analysis easier. Our goals was gather empirical data about the mobile device cycles with a young adult and the reason why it getting perceptions of young adults about mobile devices, repairing and buying a new one. And the last one but not least, compare the theoretical framework research about mobile device lifetime with the empirical evidence. Some of the method that we used to pursue it was the quantitative study, the non-experimental research design. We elaborate an internet questionnaire and we share the link with our classmate. It was a quantitative because the questions were multiple choice and we made a statistical analysis with the information generated to provide the theory. Also, it was non-experimental transactional research because we did not make any experiments. It was just data collection during the given time. The target population, it was young adults and teenagers, that it's like 17 to 20 years old, from high school to middle class. And we choose the high class to the middle class in the city of Monterey. We interview about 20 people so we can have an specific data.
The research we did led us to infer that there was going to be a tendency towards a yearly mobile device change, buying instead of repairing, and a fragile perception of the hardware. Nevertheless, there wasn't a tendency for any side in particular. Some people shared how their phones lasted for only a year, while others said they had theirs for more than 4. Between buying and repairing, the answers were almost exactly split in half. Despite this, there was a question that proved previous statements, which was, why would you change your smartphone? There were basically only 2 answers for this question. The first one being, because I want to get the newer version, and my current phone started to fail. This could also be considered as a marketing strategy. If the consumer does not buy a new phone because he or she feels the need to obtain the latest version, the consumer is forced to buy the latest model since his current device began to have technical difficulties.
Point number 5. Research projects that can arise from this work. 1. Statistical analysis of the profit increase that big companies get by constantly releasing new products. 2. Investigation about the real innovative features or new technologies that each mobile device gets with each new version. 3. Investigation about electronic waste that each brand, from the most famous one, has produced since the first version came out. 4. Investigating about the most used parts and materials to make an standardized catalog of components for each type of devices: smartphones, laptops, electrodomestics, etc. 5. And the last one, researching about the best way to recycle or handle the components of mobile devices. So this type of waste is not combined with normal waste.
The discoveries of the previously described researches could be applied in many ways. A special catalog with a list of requirements could be developed for every type of electronic device. This document will specify the minimum level of standard part use and repairability that every device must have. This could be a public policy promoted by international organisms and civilian organizations so big companies can change their manufacturing processes. The environment will be greatly benefited because the e-waste will decrease due to the greater lifespan of technology. The perception of the customers would be changed and they will start to think critically about each device that they buy. We, as a society, would demand better products.
Science would develop a tendency towards durability and repairability of technology. The society would demand the companies to think about the customers rather than just thinking about gaining more profit. We would change our culture and become a world that thinks about the future with sustainability in every aspect. We would solve a lot of problems in areas where e-waste is a big problem, affecting the land usage and water contamination. The government will also start to construct more policies like this that have sustainability as a priority. Who would oppose to the research and how will it be handled? Big companies that want to keep their big sales will refuse to agree with policies that could represent a loss of income. Politicians that do not care about sustainability will care to support this type of regulations. The science community that also sells more technology with planned obsolescence will not want to implement standard components that only sense once.